Hey guys, it's Jessica D 1987 here. I know I haven't made a video in a while, but I'm coming on tonight to talk about a couple topics that have been on my brain for a little bit. So bear with me. I'm going to knock out a couple videos while I can. This first video I want to talk about is kind of what motivates me. And with that, I'm going to go into a little bit of detail about what makes me happy, what God has blessed me with, and a little bit about my past, and a little bit about my future. Okay, I'll get right into it. Growing up, I was raised by a single mother. I am the only girl of 4. I have 3 brothers, 2 older, 1 younger, and I grew up with my youngest brother, who is 2 years younger than me, and my mom, she struggled a lot, obviously trying to raise children on her own, 2 kids on her own. And she fell into hanging out with the wrong crowd, as many women can relate, or many children or people in general can relate to. She did drugs for most of my childhood, most of my life pretty much, but she took care of us the best that she knew how. We never left the house or were out in public or in school dirty or without our hair being done, or we never went hungry. The one thing I can say is that we moved around a lot. I'm from New Jersey. I was born there, but I lived in Florida for quite a while. I lived in Maryland. I lived in South Carolina, Alabama, Georgia, pretty much up and down the East Coast. I've been to a total of 12 different schools, which is pretty much, 1 school per year, So I was always the new kid at school, which can be very hard or detrimental on a child. Every time you get comfortable or make a friend, you're off to moving again. So you're starting the cycle all over again. Once I turned about 10 years old, back in '97, we moved to New Jersey for my mom to get her life together and change her habits, and for us to be in a settled environment where we thought that we were going to be able to stay and, until we turned 18 and kind of moved out on our own. So like I said, we moved to New Jersey in '97. We stayed with my grandmother until my mom got on her feet. And in 2005, I left New Jersey and I went to Florida to finish up my senior year of high school. During that time, I was pretty much planning on going to college. So I applied to some schools. I did get accepted. It came down to the FAFSA, which I discussed in the previous video. You guys can take a look back at that video. I didn't have anyone to sign my paperwork, so I decided to join the Marine Corps. After discussing my options with a couple of different recruiters, I decided to go into the Marine Corps. So in 2005, June, I shipped off to boot camp for 13 weeks, and that was definitely an eye-opening experience. But nonetheless, I've learned plenty of things from the Marine Corps. When I got stationed at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina in November of 2005, I met my husband shortly thereafter, January of 2006. We started dating. At first we were just friends and everything like that, and we started dating, and I ended up getting pregnant with my first child, my daughter. She's 3 years old, my daughter Jaden, and our relationship progressed from there. He was getting ready to get out of the Marine Corps that year, and I was just getting in, so that was something that we had to deal with, definitely, one of us being in and one of us being out and raising a child. Fast forward a couple of years, we ended up getting married. We have 2 other children, Isaiah and Izzy, 2 little boys. And what I can say is I had a rough childhood, I had a rough upbringing, but I believe that only makes you stronger. It makes you a better person. And I don't regret any of it. I don't take any of it back, because God has truly blessed me with having a wonderful family, with having a loving and supportive husband. I surround myself with positive people. And the message that I'm trying to put out there is, you may be struggling now, or you may have had a hard past, but that's not an excuse to use that as a way to limit yourself. That's pretty much what I'm saying, is that just because you've had a rough past or a hard start, or you're on shaky ground now, that's not a reason to limit yourself. You can still go on and do great things and be a strong individual and be inspiring for other women or other people in general. You know, I use my past and my history because I've probably been through a lot than what most people have, but I don't use that as a reason to be mad at the world, feel like the world owes me something. I don't use that as a reason to have a chip on my shoulder. I'm thankful because I'm living, and people can't even say that. Not only am I living, I'm surviving. You know, I have like I said, a loving husband who takes care of me, who supports me in everything that I want to do. And I have a family. And not many people can say they have all those things, and I'm happy, which is another thing. You know, maybe you have those things, but you're not happy with yourself, or you're not happy with your lifestyle, or your situation that you're in. And I mean, these are the things that motivate me, because God blesses me and He wakes me up every day to be a mother, to be a wife, and He didn't have to give me those things. I could be a very lonely person, a very sad person, a very down person, but I take my past as a way to inspire other women, young women like myself, and other people, because it's something that gets me through my life. You know, it motivates me to keep doing better and to know that I can be better. You know, these things, we oftentimes use it as a way to be like, oh, you know, because I've had a rough childhood, that's why I'm not going to school, I'm not smart enough, you know, I'm not good enough to have somebody who loves me, who wants to be with me and loves me unconditionally. I'm not good enough to be a mother. Oh no, I can't be in the military, that's not for me. Everybody told me I'm always hard-headed and I can't listen. Those are things that you are using as an excuse to hold you back. Anything that you set your mind to, you can do it. You know, these are things that you need to use as a motivational power. If someone says you can't do it, prove them wrong. You know, if it's not for anyone else, do it for yourself. If you want to be a teacher, if you want to be a doctor, if you want to be an entrepreneur and own your own business, do it. Then you don't have any regrets. There's no what if, or I wish I would have done that, or, you know, maybe I could have done that. There should be no regrets. You only have one life to live, so live it, and live it to the fullest, doing it what you want to do. Don't do what others expect you to do or want you to do. And if they tell you can't do it, say, okay, that's your opinion, you're entitled to it. But know that it only matters what you think, you know what I'm saying? And if it's something that you are really passionate about, really strong on, do it. You know, like I said, I went in the military and, you know, people told me, you can't do it. You can't be in the military. You don't listen. You're hard-headed. You're going to be just like your mom. And I said, okay, that's your opinion. And I used that as my motivational power to encourage me to do well while I was at boot camp. You know, I got through those 13 weeks, and those were a hard 13 weeks for me. And not only that, I found a man who takes care of me, who loves me unconditionally, and who I couldn't have picked a better person for myself. You know, and not only that, okay guys, sorry, my camera cut off on me, my battery died. But what I was saying is that, you know, I'm blessed, you know, even though people didn't think I would be here today. You know, they thought that I would be dependent on others. But God has truly blessed me with a wonderful husband, with 3 healthy, amazing children. And I just want you to know that if you're someone out there watching this video, know that because you're struggling or because you're going through a hard time right now, it will get easier, it will get better, because God has a purpose and a plan for everybody. So remember that. And I would like for you guys, if you have any opinions or thoughts on what your motivational power is, or what keeps you sane and grounded, and what things that God has blessed you with, leave them as comments below or post a video response. I would love to hear from you guys. So thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.